Then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Come on now.
The will of God is not a choice or a set of choices that is a good option for you to take. God's will is an assignment you've been given that you will be held accountable for at the judgment day. It is not a good option. This is God's will is not something that God will give you that you'll have a good life. And God has a purpose and plan for every single one of you here, and you will be held accountable for it. It said, Esther's father-in-law here is saying, "For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall there be enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place." There is not one thing you can do to alter God's plan.
Amen.
Who are you to say, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. I don't want that to be done. I don't care about those people I'm supposed to reach. I just want to do my own thing. And God, I don't give anything.
You better not cuss up there. You better stop.
What you want me to do or what you want to have done, I'm going to leave the work that you've given me undone.
Help us.
But there's nothing you can do to alter God's plan.
Amen.
Who are you to say what will be done and won't? It says, if Esther did not step up and do what God had for her to do, Israel still would have been delivered. God's covenant with Abraham was still in existence and still held true. The Abrahamic covenant said, I will never forsake the nation of Israel. I will always protect the nation of Israel. Israel would have been delivered.
Yes.
Right.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
Right.
What does your father's house have to do with anything? I thought that's her decision, right? It's Esther's decision, isn't it? Esther, what does it matter to everyone else? This is me, right? This is my life, right? Every decision that you make affects everyone around you.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come on.
You want to say, this is my life. Yeah, it is. But every life is a series of relationships. Every one of us assert that.
Right.
This is my life, but your life is your relationship with everyone else. And your relationships with others are affected by what you do. It says, thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. Israel will be saved, yeah. But you'll have no part in God's will. You'll never have any reward. And not only will you not have reward, God has no more purpose for you. It says, and who knoweth whether thou art come into the kingdom for such a time as this? So who are you to say what part of God's will or will not be done? And who are you to say who should be affected by your decisions? And who are you to say when God's will happen? God has an assignment for you, and that opportunity will come whether you're ready or not. Whether you are ready to walk across, like an intersection. I know Chicago is very well known for having jaywalkers, but there are actual zones that pedestrians are allowed to cross when the light turns on.
What? What?
Yeah.
No.
The opportunity will come when you come to that crosswalk in life. You're walking down the sidewalk. When you come to this crosswalk and the light turns green, you cross. But that light is opportunity. But if you're still way back here and that light comes on, you're not ready. And you have an option. Whether to let God's will pass or to jaywalk. I wouldn't want anyone to have to make that decision. Because who knows whether thou art coming into the kingdom for such a time as this. So who are you to decide what part of God's will be fulfilled? Who are you to decide who you affect? And who are you to decide when God's will happen?
Come on.